Hi, it's Andy Wolff here. Hey, for the all hands meeting, I've been assigned case number 14. Why number 14? Because it's bid number 14. This is one of my favorite case studies. It's one of the few ones that comes up at the TD update where I don't go, ooh, not me again, because this has happened to other people. But yeah, I guess it has happened to me. But here's the instance. It's a U16 race. You've been assigned as technical delegate, and it's at an area you've not really been there for a long time, and so you don't know the chief of race. It's your first time working with them, and you were just introduced to the referee. So everybody takes their jury position for the race. I'm up high. I'm upstairs. I'm around gate 9, 10, 11. It's a flush up there, and it's going to be a trouble spot. Now, I always like to go to the trouble spots. So I'm up at the trouble spot. Coach is about, the referee is about 20 gates down, coach's corner. And then and I can see him. I have straight line of sight. He's down there. And then towards the end of the race, the chief of race is there because there's another trouble spot. And that's generally the spot where the chief of race likes to be. It's just a trouble area. The snow doesn't tend to last very long there. Anyway, along comes racer number 14, and you like this kid. This kid is just fun to watch. Every run is a rodeo, and he is halfway every run between the podium and instant defeat. So you're paying attention because this is ski racing. It's fun. So he goes by and he's putting on quite a show. He's about 6 seconds into the 8 second mark of riding that rodeo bronco, and it's like, oh, it's fun. Anyway, you just as he's approaching the referee, time to look back uphill and take number 15 into view. And just as you do that, you hear over the radio, you hear the referee saying, racer number 14 has abandoned and will not finish. So you take a quick peek down the hill and you see number 14. He's down there. He's just below coach. He's below the referee and he's talking to a gate judge and thinking, okay, everything's safe down there, so let's continue. Then a little bit later, not too much longer, you hear finish referee comes on the radio. Said, number 14 has requested a rerun. He was obstructed. You go, oh, okay. Been to that rerun. I've been to that show before. Then you hear the referee come on the radio and go, no rerun, no rerun. He knocked the gate out himself. And besides, it looked to me like he was just about to bail. I'm going, oh, okay. So I key my radio. That's the case study right there. So you're the technical delegate. Now you gotta think. You have to act fast because the kid's top seat, and you need to find out what's going on. You need to find out what's going on. So part of this case study, you know, the whole gist of this case study is your knowledge of this. And, you know, I've given this lecture to kids before, and not kids, a lecture. No, I've engaged them in conversation and say, hey, look, you really need to know the rules to our sport. And because these rules are written for you, they're written for you as a racer. They protect your rights. They protect your rights. So if there's something that goes unusual in a race, you need to know the rules that protect you and your rights as a racer. And this is some officials think this is a book of punishment. It's not. It's guidelines and rules of which we live by. And I explain to the athletes. I say, sure, you can. These rules can go against you, but that's probably because you've broken them. And the kids that break the rules, this rule book is going to tell them why it is that they're not going to get a result that day. Whereas for you, and you've done nothing wrong and you've followed all the rules in this regard, skiing out, for instance, Did you stop immediately and ask for a rerun? That's your requirement. It says right here. You better know that. And but you also need to know how to protect your rights, and your coaches need to know how to protect their rights. So this case study is going to get into how to protect your athlete's right, and how I can treat, as a technical delegate, will ensure that these rules are followed to protect that athlete. So when I talk to officials, usually at the beginning of the year, I say, look, don't make up any new rules. We don't need any more new rules this year. So follow the rules that are in the book. Don't add things into it. Don't add things in. Don't do edit. You're not allowed to mark this up and republish it. The rules are the rules. But don't leave things out either. Don't ignore sentences that are in the paragraph of the rule you're trying to understand. Read very, very carefully only the words that are in the ICR, because you're likely going to be surprised that if you do that, you'll be okay. Now, and this is oftentimes when I talk to level 3 officials. They'll come up, or anybody comes up to me, and particularly level 3 officials, because it's kind of, I find it humorous, is that they're coming up to me and ask me about rules that they have clearly misinterpreted. I'll say, hey, take your rule book. If they don't have a rule book, I usually give them one, because I got lots hanging around. Okay? Even says in the middle that courtesy of Andy Wolff. That's how they get these things. So I would say, look, I'm going to give you my rule book. You go find up the rule that you told me just exists, which I really don't think does, and come back and show me at the end of the day where you find it in the rule book. Otherwise, I want your level 3 pin back. It's all done in good humor, but it's important to teach anywhere you can, and oftentimes you can do it gently, but you can do it very directly in a gentle manner. It's not really my style, but I try. Okay, so we're going to start talking about this. Someone in the forum is going to be portraying the referee. I haven't really found the right referee to be able to defend that position, and I do have a person who's going to argue the case of or represent the chief of race. And while we're doing this, okay, you know my phone number. If you don't, it's 613-220-2442. When we're going through this, if there's something that you think that I've done wrong or said wrong, you don't want it to appear on the screen by Martin, send me a text, okay? Send me a text, and I can just take a peek while the case study's going on, and we can if I throw it in. Hey, here's the other thing. When we're doing this case study, you never know if the referee in this forum has been fed some remarks that they're going to throw in just to throw you off. They may be throwing in opinions that are not their opinions, but they're their opinions for purpose of this case study. So don't go reading into anything that any one of the participants say. I'm going to stir the pot. Chief of Race is likely going to stir the pot too. And he might be playing a different role than we talked about before, because we have talked with about this before. Because, it doesn't matter. I'm the technical delegate. I'm going to guide everybody to the right decision, and I know what that decision is right now. But it's going to be a pretty powerful argument to move me from, because I know my rules, and chances are the chief of race, who maybe only does this once or twice a year, but once maybe. They're the chief of race for an event. Referee, who knows? Maybe they were paying attention. Maybe they don't even have an ICR. Maybe they don't have, don't get me going on that. But this is going to be fun. Okay, so racer goes out, asks for a rerun. Referee, one member of the jury says, no, not a chance. He did it to himself. He knocked the pole out by himself, and he was going to bail anyway. He was living on the edge. Okay, hey, that's it. We'll cut to this. Have fun, okay?
Hey, Gary. C'est intéressant, le deuxième round, je trouve. Oh boy. No! Oh!
As if.
Okay, so now you've seen the case study. It's time to get out the rule book and see what sections apply here. So we're talking about a rerun, so that's section 623. And 623.1 sets out the prerequisites for a rerun and says, it starts off, a competitor who is obstructed while racing must stop immediately after the incident takes place and report this to the nearest gate judge. Okay, that's the prerequisite. That's the prerequisite. So you got to have that before you can even talk about a rerun. Grounds for interference, 623.2. 623.2.3. Anybody ever asked me a question about the ICR that requires me to name a section? I always say 623.2.3 because that's an interesting section. Quote, nobody really knows what it is, but now you guys will after this. So what does 623.2.3 says? Objects in the course, such as a lost ski pole or the ski of a previous competitor. Other similar, 623.2.6. Other similar incidents beyond the will and control of the competitor which cause significant loss of speed or a lengthening of the race line and consequently affect the competitor's time. 623.2.5. Absence of a gate that has not been properly replaced. Okay, so you got to pick which one of those you want to apply. And so what we're going to talk about is the importance of only reading the woods that are there. And don't go making stuff up. And don't say, okay, well, that's the way it's always been. Or I was at this race and they did that, because they probably made a mistake if they don't come to the same answer that we do tonight. Okay, so let's get on with it. And we've got a panel. And again, while we're talking, if you know the phone numbers of the guys or the people on the panel, just send them a text message if they say something stupid. My phone number again is 613-220-2442. It's a P-head number. It's easy to remember. 613-220-2442. If I say something stupid, and I will, like, just send me a text message and remind me. Bill Rowland, I already got one from you. That's good. Thanks.